Hey, welcome everyone. Tom here from Park Avenue Trading, your chief dealer, keeping you sane in insane markets. It is 9:47 in the morning on December 12th, 2024, and feeling a little bit under the weather. Got a little bit of a flu bug, so decided, considering that not feeling too well, and I missed this morning's market analysis, I figured I'd put up something for you guys that will stay for posterity and talk to you about Fibonacci. Everybody seems to be interested in Fibonacci, and rightfully so. It's a very well-known trading technique, and it's steeped in some mystery. But we're going to cover some things where we can actually learn to measure internal legs. And this is like one of the things that I'm going to be covering in my Fibonacci course that I'm going to put out, and I hope you people will enjoy it. But I figured today I'll go over some things nobody really talks about. And now it's going to be a little bit advanced. In the course, I'm going to go over step by step how to do this, and give actionable steps and also a trading system for it. I see that there's a lot of courses out there that are upwards of $4,000, and $4,000, man. I mean, and they don't give any type of trading system. They basically just talk about, I don't know, history of Fibonacci, and what good is that going to do you? So you definitely need actionable steps, and this is one of the ways that you can learn how to measure and get support levels, and then determine what the market is potentially whispering in your ear. So in trading, we always want to be one step ahead. If a movement happened, it happened. You missed a train. Now you got to try to get in at the next station for the next movement. Okay, with the least amount of risk, right? We always want to buy at the bottom, and you want to sell at the top, or you want to sell at the top and buy at the bottom. Of course, that's just human nature. We're all greedy, and it's just par for the course. So let's talk about how we could actually measure Fibonacci. So what I'm going to do is, this is a 1 hour chart. I already placed some points on it, but I'm going to break down how I got these points. And it's a very simple technique. Fibonacci is really, but you need to know where to pick the points, and you need to have one specific way of doing it. You can't do it different all the time. You have to have like a scientific method for this technique, because the one thing you have to understand is you can never repeat like intuitive trades. Intuitive trades, they happen, but they're not repeatable. So you need like a scientific roadmap in order to be able to do this with anything: cryptocurrencies, fiat currencies, stocks, bonds, you name it. You need to have a system. You need to have a scientific way. Like, I'm going to do steps A, B, C, D, and I'm going to do them all the time and in the same way. And I'm going to prove to myself that I have an edge using this, and I know that 7 out of 10 times, if I do this, I'm going to make money, or I'm going to make more money than I'm going to lose. And that's the most important thing with trading, is making more than you lose. So without further ado, let's get into this here. Let me see something here. I'm going to exit the drawing mode. So here we have a 1 hour chart, and we had a nice movement from 194.99. It was. I put the point at 195.06 or 195.04, but it's no big deal. I mean, it's only a couple of pips. And we went down to 193.10. Now we're back up to 193.80, all within 30 minutes. So nice movement. If you knew where to buy, or if you'd sold it, you knew where to get out. And that's that's important. I mean, you don't always make the right decision. If you make a wrong decision, you need to say, oh shoot, I'm wrong. I got to get out of this, and then regroup. And that's fine. if you follow your trading system and you lose money, pat yourself on the back twice. The only mistake you make in trading is not following your trading rules. That's the only mistake you can make. Losing money or making money is a byproduct of following your trading rules. If you're changing your rules constantly, you're not going to make money. You're going to blow up no matter what you're trading. It's just going to happen because you're going to get involved emotionally. And when you're involved emotionally, it doesn't work. So without further ado, let's talk about Fibonacci and measuring internal legs of Fibonacci. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a 4-hour chart. Okay. And on this 4-hour chart, I'm noticing that I have this recent high right here, 195.04. And what you need to do, okay, is I'm going to crunch it together, and I'm going to go to the left on this chart. I'm going to look for the last time it traded higher. And it traded higher, like, right in here, okay? Right over here, right up here, right over here. That's fine. What I need to do is I need to find the lowest point in between. Now, I discussed this before. And so from this point to say this point, the lowest point that I got is this point. So I'm going to measure, okay, from this point here to this point. And then I'm going to multiply by Fibonacci levels, 0.382, 0.618, 0.82, okay, 100, you can go 1.382, 1.618, and so on. Hopefully you understand, the Fibonacci sequence. It will be in the course, of course. I mean, it will be in the course, of course. But you need to know like those ratios. And if you're a brand new trader, that's fine. You could read about it anywhere. It's everywhere. Investopedia. You could see these Fibonacci ratios. So anyway, so what we're going to do is now I'm going to go to a 1-hour chart. Oops, let's get rid of that thing. We don't need this. I'm going to exit to drawing mode. And I'm going to say, okay, on this 1-hour chart, I know that I got this big leg that goes right down to 188.07. Okay, it's not much help for me for daily trading. It's very, very far away. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, all right, I'm really in between these two legs, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the big measurement first. So if I go 195, say the figure, and I got 188.07, that's that main point way down here. That's the one we went to the left and we found the lowest point in between. I'm going to measure that distance, and that's like 600 points, right? 693 points. So if I take 693 points and I multiply by 0.382, I'm coming up with 246 points. So I'm going to take the 195. I'm going to take 2.46 out. I get 192.54. That's this point right here. It also happens to be this low. That's really cool, really interesting. Okay, so now I'm finding some type of confluence of points right now. And that is very interesting. So for me anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I found the internal leg. By just doing that one step, I kind of found the internal leg. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down further. I'm going to say, okay, I trade daily, so I want tighter points. So I'm going to go to this high, 195. And I'm going to go to this 192.53. And I come up with 247 points. Okay, that's basically the fib level I found before. So I'm not going to multiply by 0.382. So I get 94 points. So if I take 195 and I take out minus 0.94 or so, I come up with 195.94 out, 194.06. I put a level right at 194.06. So that's like my warning level. Okay, that level basically should, if the marketplace is going to go up from there, it basically should bounce off of that and then attempt to take out the 195 again. But it doesn't. Marketplace on a 1 hour chart basically closes below it. Now, we always talk about the king and the queen. That's basically the king. The queen would be the next hour. Does the queen basically reject it? Does it go back up into the range? Happens a lot. Market closes below it. Next hour, boom. Market reverses and goes back up into the range, basically saying not yet, not ready yet to continue. This time it did not do that. So there's a trading system you can use, very simple. You can go, all right, look, we close below it. I'm going to put a sell at the low of this 1 hour bar, and I'm going to put a stop. You could use it as at the high of this bar, or you could go, we're going to do a different technique. We're going to go into this area here and go the close of this. This all depends on, what you want to do. So now we have this first level right here. Now I'm going to go 0.618. So if I go, what was it? 242 points, right? 2.42 multiplied by 0.618. I'm going to come up with 149 points. So 195. And I'm going to come up with 193.51. Well, I got 193.46 here. So that was probably I might have made an error with the fib level, but so I got 193.42. That was another level that basically if I sold up at like 194 the figure, 193.51 should be an area where I would look to see what the marketplace wants to do. Now it went a little bit lower, it broke and went down to 193.10. Now, okay, so if you held your position and you were going short, where the hell do you get out of this thing? Okay, R value is really good at 192.50. It's like 2R because you were risking at that point like 20 points, 25 points, and now you got in 50 points. So that's a 2R gain. That's not a bad gain for a day trader. It's pretty nice. Okay, if we could do it all day long, we'd be having our own island somewhere in the Caribbean. But many times the market isn't that kind to us. So what do? Well, we also have the next level down is we take the high against this low and we multiply by 0.82. We're going to come up with, now I'm using 0.82. I'm not using 0.786. I told you that you should change your calculation to a 0.82 for skid. And you can see we come up with 192.98. All right. If we were fortunate enough to ride it all the way down to 193.10, now we could start to look for a buy envelope. Now, this is where, I'll go over this more in depth in the course, but really if we're looking at this low here, we got this level right here. So we're looking for something that basically is showing us that, okay, we could square here. I'm not saying you turned around and went long. I'm not saying that at all. But there was a pretty damn good indication that, this area, there was some consolidation and there were some buyers in this area. Okay, it's also between these two fib levels that we came up with. What we'd want to see in this marketplace, if it was truly going to smash itself and go much lower for the day, was we'd want to see a break of this 192.54, because then we could use the bigger measurement off of the 4-hour chart, say, okay, what's the next level down? And then we can measure from, you could start to do internal measurements from, say, let's just say, pretend that it went down into here. Well, we could do internal measurements from this fib level. Now, we're not really using pivots. We're using this fib level itself to where it is to get the new measurement and get new resistance and new support. Now, there is resistance right now at 194.05. Okay? We came up. Now we're starting to slide back down through it. If it breaks to 193.46 again, most likely going back down to 193 to 10 figure level, something like that. But we got to watch now the point at 194.06. So there's your new resistance level that you could actually go down to a lower time frame and use your trading system at. Okay, you know where the resistance at. So 190, it's no more guess like, oh man, like where are we? You know, what do you know? 194.06. So I leave that with you. I hope that you find it interesting. I'm going to be covering this more in depth in the course. I'm going to be giving out exact, trading systems you can use. Now, the idea of the trading system is basically to give you some ideas that you could work on and make your own. Okay, you don't have to say, oh, I'm going to follow this. No, you could say, oh, that's a pretty good idea. I like that idea, and I'm going to build upon it. I'm going to fit it to my personality, and we'll take it from there. So anyway, I hope you like it. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Share my videos far and wide. I want to build a big trading community. I want to trade with some of you guys in my trading room. Really would enjoy that. And remember, always enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.